Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Influence Economy podcast. I'm your host, Shayna Davis. I'm so glad that you're here today. But before we get started, you know how I do. I've got a favor to ask. So, wherever it is that you are listening to this episode, I would love it if you would take a screenshot. With that screenshot, I want you to post it on your social media, tag us here at Shayna Rattler Davis, and then I just want to hear your biggest aha moment or your biggest takeaway from this episode. And the reason why I do that is because there are far too many women that are living below their profit potential, but everybody doesn't know where to start in order to change that paradigm. And the more times that these episodes are shared, the more times that they will be exposed to the shifts that are going to be required in order to own their influence. I thank you in advance for being willing to share. Well, it is the first Monday in June. So that means that we are starting a new theme of the podcast for this month. And this month, we're going to be talking all about relationships. The theme for this month is the relationship economy, high value connections that pay off. So, welcome back again to the Influence Economy, the show where visibility meets strategy and influence is turned into income. So, again, this month's theme is the relationship economy. We're going to be talking all about relationships, why they're important, how you grow them, what to avoid, and all things to get you success on your terms. So, in today's episode, we're going to get straight to it. Why your network is your net worth and how to level up your circle. We hear this all the time, like your network is your net worth. But we're not going to be talking about fluffy networking tips or building your follower count. This is about building powerfully aligned relationships that open doors, shorten sales cycles, and elevate your brand equity before you even walk into a room. So let's get to it. So you've heard that phrase before that your network is your net worth, but let's strip it away of all of the fluff. Your network is your fastest path to proximity, positioning, and power. But here's the twist, it's not about how many people you know. We always say, like, oh, it's who you know. Sometimes it is who you know, but it's really about who knows you and what it is that they say about you when you're not in the room. Here are the three things that strategic connections have the power to do. They have the power to unlock six-figure deals. They have the power to shorten trust timelines with decision makers. They have the power to multiply your income with one aligned introduction. And if you work for someone else, these types of strategic relationships can be the key to getting promoted, to getting more pay, to getting selected to spearhead different initiatives. So, if you want your brand, and again, you've heard me say before, even if you are a leader inside of someone else's company, you still are a brand. You still should be demonstrating your thought leadership. So, if you want your brand to be seen as a premium solution, you need to sit in premium rooms because influence spreads through relevance and relationship. The people around you can be your most valuable asset if you've curated the right ones. So let's talk about the real danger here, not lack of connection, but loyalty to limitation. Because what I've found is that too many brilliant women stay in circles that feel familiar but don't stretch them. And here's what it looks like, it looks like conversations about surviving but not scaling, support that soothes you but doesn't sharpen you, and people cheering you on but not challenging you to think bigger. And I'm just in a season in my life that I want to do bigger things. I want to do bolder things and I want to do things in a better way. And I'm just not interested in just being somewhere where people are cheering me on or they're giving me accolades or talking about how great I am. I really want to be in rooms that are really challenging me to think bigger and to play a bigger game. Because here's the truth, if your circle only validates you, but they never elevate you, it's not a circle, it's actually a ceiling. And yes, it's uncomfortable to outgrow rooms, but the alternative is stagnation dressed up as community. If you know, we've heard before, like, don't be the smartest person in the room, but if you're the most strategic, the most successful, or the most visionary purpose person in your crew, you're not in a network, you're in a holding pattern. So, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the three types of relationships that build bankable influence. And we're also going to talk about how we can level up our circle. So, that's what we have in store for you right after the break. We'll be right back. Ready to turn your influence into income? Take the Influence Growth Assessment. In just minutes, you'll uncover the next steps to grow your visibility, attract bigger opportunities, and boost your profitability. Visit myinfluencestyle.com to take the assessment today. A new era of success is waiting. Let's make it yours. All right, welcome back. This month, we are talking all about relationships. We're talking about how we can build rich relationships. We're talking about how our network truly can be our net worth, but not in the cliche way that many of us have heard about that. So, not all connections are created equal. You want a circle that multiplies, not maintains your influence. And here are three core types of relationships to prioritize. Relationship type number one are power players. These are the people whose names open doors and whose platforms create opportunity. And you don't need 50 of them. You need three people who know your value and say your name in high rooms. I have a prayer that I pray all the time like, Lord, let my name be mentioned in rooms that I don't even know exist. And your power players are the type of relationships that are going to be able to mention your names in those rooms. Relationship type number two is strategic collaborators. These are the peers and the partners who bring aligned audiences, complementary skills, or joint venture potential. Together, you create results bigger than either of you could alone. So, you need to think about if this is your area of expertise or this is the area of business or service that you are in, what are the other types of relationships that people need if they buy your product or service? What are the other types of thought leadership that they need to be exposed to if they're learning from you? And those are the type of relationships that you want to look with to build with people who can actually complement and broaden what it is that you do. And then relationship type number three are private champions. They're not flashy, they're not loud, but they will refer you behind closed doors. They will connect you to a corporate decision maker or slide your name into a six-figure opportunity. I actually had a meeting with someone in person this morning. Yes, if you want to make these big deals, you've got to put on real pants and get outside of your computer. But I was in a meeting with someone this morning, and she said that as a result of a newsletter that she receives from an association that she's part of, she was able to contact one of the people that she is a strategic collaborator with and say, hey, here is an organization that is looking for exactly what it is that you do. Now, it took about 6 months of nurturing this relationship, but on the other side of that 6 months was six figures. So you need to be thinking about who do you need to build collaborations with strategically so that they too can refer you. And then private champions, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about who are those people that can slide your name into those types of six-figure opportunities, just like Michelle did that I met with this morning. So make no mistake, this is not about using people. This is about mutually empowering relationships built on real value and strategic alignment. So, as we begin to wrap up, here's your roadmap to upgrade your network without feeling transactional or awkward. You're going to write this down. Here are four steps that you're going to want to follow. Step number one, audit with brutal honesty. So here's the questions that I want you to ask yourself. Who in your current circle pushes you to think bigger? Who keeps you tied to old versions of yourself? Who do you need more of and less of? Step number two, be the type of person high level people want to refer. Polished messaging, clear value, consistent visibility. Decision makers refer people who are ready, relevant, and positioned. Step three, make the first move with value. Send that intro message, pitch that roundtable, add thoughtful commentary to their post. Most people are waiting to be discovered, but leaders initiate. And then step number four, invest in aligned environments. Premium connections don't happen in random DMs. They happen in curated masterminds, invite only events, high caliber groups. So don't shrink your circle, upgrade your room. I want you to stop right now after you listen to this. And I want you to go online and I want you to identify three different rooms right there in your backyard that you need to plant yourself in the next 60 days. So here's the takeaway. In the influence economy, relationships are currency, but not just any relationships, strategic ones that align with where you're going, not where you've been. Your next breakthrough probably isn't in a sales funnel, it's in a conversation with the right person in the right room. And I hope that that is music to somebody's ears because this online bubble is draining. And if you're ready to build an influence strategy that turns those connections into serious income influence, it starts with clarity. So I want you to go to myinfluencestyle.com right now. They talked about it just during the break and take the influence growth assessment and find out where you stand. And it's also going to show you how to move into your next level of visibility, authority, and bankability. So thank you so much for listening to the influence economy. Now go build a circle that pays you back. Go back and listen to previous and future episodes as well. Everyone have a great day. Bye bye.